Okay, so we've reached the end of the literature portion of Unit 1. You should have taken the Unit 1 test today, and well, actually, yesterday, and we want to see how you've grown. And the test is going to tell you that. So, what we want you to do, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go into the test. Let me go back. So, you'll go back to where you actually got in to take the test. And if you took the test, sorry, it's loading. There'll be a button that says review. And the review button is amazing because it takes you to your test results. So you'll click review, and then it'll tell you question by question if you got it correct, incorrect, partially correct, etc. And then what we're going to have you do is we want you to use this learning target tracker, and it's probably best that you have it side by side with your test. And you mark off. So question 1 pertains to the learning target. I can determine the point that the author is trying to make in a piece of writing. So if you got this question correct, then you're going to mark right here that you mastered it. And question number 1 is kind of tricky because you'll see that it's a multi-answer question. If you got at least one of them correct, say that you mastered it. Okay, if you got 2 correct, you mastered it. If you got all of them correct, clearly you've mastered it. And then you'll do the same thing for questions 2 through 17. And some of them have B portions. Okay, so you'll just mark off if you mastered it or not. So this one, question 2, this student got it correct. So that student would mark that he mastered it. Okay. Once you've gotten through question 17, so you've marked off any, you leave them blank if you didn't master them, you're going to take that information and you are going to locate your self-assessment. And if you did not fill out the self-assessment at the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the unit, then you're just going to take a blank self-assessment. So you'll go into assignments, and then you'll locate the self-assessment unit 1 in the submission folder. If you turned it in, you'll see a view little icon right here. You'll click on that, and it will give you that submitted file that you need to open up. If you didn't complete it, then you're just grab the blank self-assessment sheet, which is right here in the submission folder, and you'll just fill it out. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll take the completed self-assessment. Okay, so this is a student self-assessment, and you'll put it next to this sheet. Okay, so you guys will notice that each standard is color-coded, or each learning is color-coded. Most of them were assessed on the test multiple times. So let's say this student mastered it this time, didn't master it this time, and mastered this standard. So he mastered it 2 out of the 3 times. So he'll go to the student self-assessment and locate, I can determine the reason why an author has chosen. So it's right here. So he mastered it 2 out of the 3 times. I would say, you being an educated individual, that he is now a practitioner in that learning target. So he needs to put a dot in this box. Okay, then he'll go back to the next one. Let's say we'll go to this one, and let's say he mastered this. This is the only time that this learning target was assessed on the test. So we have to say, if he was able to put an X right here, then we'll say he mastered it. And in that respect, you make an educated guess about that standard. So it's, I can determine the point or main idea that the author is trying to make. So right here. So you make the decision. Are you a practitioner or are you an expert in this learning target? Okay, and just put a dot where you're at in that one. And so on and so forth with all of the standards. So you'll notice here that there are 7 learning targets. They're just assessed multiple times. So the one in green, if you mastered this every single time, you are an expert in this learning target. So you want to put I can analyze or pick apart. You want to put a dot in this box right here. Okay? Once you're done, I want to see if you guys have grown. So the student has an X under apprentice. If he's put a dot right here or a dot right here, he has grown in this learning target. Okay? If you guys have any questions, make sure that you reach out. But we're going to get back to this at the beginning of the writing portion of this unit, and we're going to be assessing this portion as well.